turn myself on here so that you can hear me. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see you. And it's good to be here with you today. Well, we've been talking a lot about giving. And another word for giving is sharing, right? And you guys know about sharing, right? When you have something to eat, what's the right thing to do if somebody else is with you and they don't have anything to eat? What's the right thing to do? To share with them, right? If your folks give you something like a toy for your birthday or for Christmas, and your brother or sister wants to play with you with that toy, what's the thing you should do? Share. Absolutely. I remember when I was growing up, now and then my parents would give me a toy. See, I had three brothers. Three brothers, no sisters. And I was in the middle. I was the second oldest. And sometimes my parents would give me toys that, they didn't just work if I was the only one to do it. Use it, right? These were toys that you needed, like a game or something where you needed at least one other person to play that game or play with that toy. And as I would be opening up my present, my parents say, well, now you're going to have to share this. And it was almost like they were saying, well, if you're not going to share this, we won't give it to you. Right? Can you imagine that? But that's what they were intending. They were giving me these gifts so that I could share them with my brothers. And sometimes that was easy, and sometimes it was really hard to do. Sometimes, I wanted to have things all for myself, or sometimes my brothers were being mean to me and I didn't want to share with them. But that was the reason that I was given those things. The Bible tells us that God wants us to share also, right? That if we have something, we should be willing to share with other people. If we get some food, we should be willing to share that food. If we have clothes that we don't need anymore, we should share them with other people, right? Everything that we have really doesn't belong to us. Ultimately, it belongs to God, right? We wouldn't have gotten to those things if it wasn't for God. And all He asks us to do is to share out of what we have been given. Just like your mom and dad tell you to share what you have been given. And just like they share with you. Every night that you go and you sit down for dinner, did you buy the food that you're going to eat? Did you work to get it? Right? If they didn't get the food for you, you wouldn't have it, right? But they share that with you, right? Thank goodness that our parents share with us. Because otherwise, on our own, we wouldn't be able to do much of anything right now, right? And when we get to be adults, we're going to share with our families and with our friends and with God. I wanted to tell you one other thing. Next Sunday, we're going to be asking people to think about, to make a commitment to what they are going to be giving to God through this church. And I want you guys to be a part of that. Did you know that you're never too young to give to God? It doesn't matter whether you have a little or a lot. You can start learning about how to give to God right now. So when your parents, next week, I want you to ask your parents, can you help me to figure out how much I should be giving to God? And when you go to Sunday school, that would be what you give for your offering, or if you're here in church, that would be what you would give for offering. Because God asks us to share, not with each other, and with Him, to help His church go and do what it is called to do. Okay? So you're not too young. Not too young. You're able to begin to give to God and to share what you have. Okay? Well, let's pray together. God, we thank you that you have shared so much with us. You give us the air that we breathe. You give us the world that we live in. You help the food that we eat to grow. You send the rain and the wind. And you ask us to share what you have given to us. Help us to be generous and to give and to share all that